Before the story begins, take a slow breath and let the world fade into the background because tonight you will wander through rain covered streets following a man named Ravyn, a soul lost between memory, grief, and the silence of endless nights. But somewhere in the dark, something is waiting to walk beside him. This is a story of loneliness, quiet healing, and the strange comfort we find when everything else feels empty. So get comfortable, land step into the night that refused to end. The rain had a memory. It didn't fall randomly. It returned again and again to the same streets, the same broken corners, the same forgotten souls. Tonight, it returned for him. Midnight had dissolved into something deeper, the kind of time where clocks feel irrelevant and the world forgets itself. Streetlights flickered like dying thoughts. Water gathered along the cracked edges of the road, reflecting a city that looked more like a ghost than a place. And in between that silence he walked. His footsteps were slow, deliberate, not tired, not rushed, just empty of purpose. His coat clung to him, heavy with rainwater, each drop soaked deeper, but he didn't react. He never did. The rain wasn't something he endured, it was something he deserved. People used to wonder about him. In the early days, when whispers still existed, they would say, he is waiting for someone. He lost everything. He's not normal. Eventually, they stopped wondering because Ravyn wasn't living. He was repeating every night, same path, same turns, same silence, like a ritual carved into existence. His eye didn't scan the streets anymore. They didn't search, they remembered. And memory is heavier than reality. Years ago, before the rain became permanent, there was a light. Her name was Ira, and she didn't belong in sadness. She had a way of existing that felt disruptive, like she refused to let the world stay dull. She would laugh at things no one noticed, stop mid-walk just to watch a stray cat, drag Ravyn into pointless conversation just to hear him speak. You think too much, she used to say. And he would always respond the same way, someone has to. But secretly, he liked that she didn't. She filled the spaces he couldn't. She softened the edges of the silence. And then, one night, everything ended. It wasn't dramatic, no slow motion moment, no warning, louder than usual. Cars rushing through the wet streets, a single mistake, a flash of headlights, a sound that didn't belong to life, and then stillness. Raven remembered holding her hand, cold, not slipping away, already gone, no final words, no closure, just an unfinished sentence that would echo forever. That night, something inside him didn't break, it disappeared, and since then, he walked, not to move forward, but to avoid standing still. Because standing still meant remembering clearly, and clarity was unbearable. Tonight felt different, not better, just unfamiliar. The rain was softer, like it had lost some of its anger. The air carried a strange stillness, like something unseen was watching, waiting. Raven turned into an alley, narrow, dim, forgotten. He had walked through it countless times before, but tonight his steps slowed. Something was wrong. He stopped. For the first time in years, he stopped. At the far end of the alley, there was something small, motionless, almost blending into the darkness. His mind didn't react immediately. Grief teaches you to distrust your own perception. It shows you things that aren't there. It whispers lies that feel real. So he stood still, watching, waiting for it to disappear. It didn't. Instead, it moved. Two faint lights blinked open, eyes not glowing violently, not threatening, just aware, watching him. Raven didn't step back. Fear required energy. He didn't have that anymore. The shape shifted, slowly, deliberately, stepping forward, and the darkness peeled away from it. It wasn't anything familiar, not a quiet dog, not quite a fox. Its body was lean, fluid, almost too smooth. Its fur was dark, but not empty. If you looked closely, tiny silver streaks ran across it, like rain, frozen mid fall. Its tail moved in a slow, unnatural rhythm, like smoke underwater. Raven narrowed his eyes slightly. "You're not real," he murmured. His voice cracked, unused, distant. The creature tilted his head as if it understood. Then it walked closer. No hesitation, no fear, no uncertainty. Raven felt something strange, not fear, not curiosity, something older, something he hadn't felt in years, attention. The creature stopped just inches away, and for a moment, the rain around them changed. It still fell, but softer, quieter, like it was avoiding the space between them. Raven noticed something impossible. The raindrops weren't touching it, They passed through or around. He couldn't tell. "What are you?" he whispered. No answer. The creature simply sat down beside him, not touching, not invading, just present. And that's when it happened. Something inside Ravyn shifted, not healed, not fixed, just moved. Moved like a door that had been sealed shut for years, opening just a fraction. He stood there longer than he realized. The rain continued, the city remained silent, but the moment didn't break. Eventually, he turned and started walking again, and the creature walked with him, not behind him, not leading, beside him, step for step. The street didn't change, the light still flickered, the puddles still reflect emptiness, but something felt different, not lighter, just less heavy. They walked in silence. Minutes passed, or maybe hours. Time didn't behave normally anymore. Raven glanced at it occasionally. It never looked at him directly, just forward, calm, steady, like it had always been there. "You're following me?" he said quietly. No reaction. "Or maybe I'm following you." Still nothing. But he didn't stop. They reached an old intersection, one he avoided. This was where it happened, where the rain was loudest, where memory became unbearable. Raven slowed down. His chest tightened slightly. Breathing became uneven. He hadn't come here in years. Not fully, not consciously. His body wanted to turn, to escape, to continue the endless loop, but he didn't. The creature kept walking, but slower now, matching his hesitation. Raven took a step forward, then another. Each step felt heavier, like walking through time itself. And then he saw it. He saw it. The exact spot. Nothing marked it. No sign. No memory left behind. But he knew. His knees weakened. His vision blurred. Not from rain, from something deeper. This is where he started. But the words didn't finish. They never did. He clenched his fist, his breathing shaking. For years he had avoided this moment, this place, this truth, and now he was standing inside it. The creature sat down again, right beside him, silent, still, present, and something broke. Not loudly, not violently, quietly. Ravyn dropped to his knees, his hands pressed against the wet ground, rain mixing with something warmer, tears, the first in years. I couldn't save her, he whispered, voice trembling, fragile. The words echoed inside him, not as guilt, but as truth. I was there and I still couldn't. His shoulders shook, his breath collapsed. I keep walking like it changes something, like it fixes anything. Silence. The creature moved slightly closer, and for the first time, it touched him, barely, just a soft brush against his arm. But it wasn't physical, not completely. It felt like something deeper, like a memory being acknowledged. Ravyn froze. His crying slowed, not stopped. He looked at it, and in its eyes, he didn't see reflection. He saw understanding, not sympathy, not pity, understanding as if it carried something similar, something lost, something unfinished. You feel it too, he whispered. The creature blinked slowly, and in that moment, Raven realized something. This wasn't a coincidence. This thing, this presence, this silent companion, it didn't find him. It was drawn to him, to his grief, to his silence, to his endless walking, like a shadow that only appears when the light disappears. Raven exhaled slowly, his breathing calming, his mind quieter. For the first time, he didn't feel alone in his pain, not because it was gone, but because it was shared. He stood up slowly, his legs weak but steady enough. The creature stood with him. They didn't speak, they didn't need to, and together they walked away from that place, not escaping it, not forgetting it, just leaving it behind for now. The rain continued, the city remained asleep, but something had changed, not the world, him, just slightly, just enough. As they disappeared into the dim streets, a thought surfaced again, clearer this time, stronger. Maybe walking isn't about escaping, maybe it's about surviving. The creature glanced at him briefly, as if it heard that thought, and for the first time, Raven almost smiled. Not fully, not completely, but enough to prove it was still possible. And the rain, for the first time in years, didn't feel like punishment. It felt like something washing over him, not cleansing, not healing, just staying. Like the creature beside him, like hope, quiet, fragile, unfamiliar, but real. And somewhere in the endless night, for the first time, it didn't feel like it would last forever, and or maybe just the beginning.